the golden formula for deal evaluation. All right, so let's dive in and talk about this golden formula, okay? I call it the golden standard. This is my standard. This is the standard I realize. If I can meet these standards, I'm gonna make good money. I'm gonna actually have more enjoyable process investing in real estate. I'm gonna have peace of mind. I'm gonna have joy. I'm gonna have good tenant. These are all the things I realize that I want. And so if I'm gonna ever do a deal, I gotta meet these standards. Otherwise, I'm not compromising, you guys. So if you follow these standards, you're gonna actually experience the same thing I'm experiencing, which is abundance and joy and peace of mind and simplicity. So the first standard is what I call a standard to keep. So for me, in order to keep a property, I gotta have a couple things. One, I gotta have at least what I call 25% in margin. So purchase price and rehab, okay, you're all in number, and what it's worth, whatever the profit is, okay? If it's 25% and more in profit or in what I call margin. So again, if it's purchase price and rehab, all in, all right? Whatever it's worth, when it's all done, it's called the ARV. If it's more than 25%, then it's definitely one check mark as a keeper. The second thing, if you're all in number, if you can actually get a loan for that and you can actually rent it and you can break even and make a little bit of cash flow, that's the second, yes, I'm keeping this. And then the third is the bonus. The bonus, if it's in the area where it will appreciate, it double in value every 7 to 10 years, then that's the bonus. If you get all three of those, you guys, then it's definitely a keeper. So the second standard is flipping the deal. If it doesn't meet the criteria where I'm gonna keep it, I'm going to the next best thing, I'm gonna flip the deal, okay? So let me tell you my standard for flipping a deal. So again, purchase price and rehab, all in together, okay? Whatever the ARV is, after repair value, okay? When I take the profit, if it's between 15 and 20% in margin or profit, it doesn't meet to keep. I'm just gonna fix and flip it or build and just sell it. If I went and got a loan from my all-in number, and if I can't cash flow, then that's for sure another strike. I'm getting rid of this property, okay? So those are the two criteria that for me, I will flip the deal. If it ain't above 25%, I'm selling it. But if it falls between 15 and 20, all right, that's for sure, I'm gonna sell the property. Now, let me go ahead and say this. If you find a property that you make between 20, 25, it's gonna come down to your choice. If you wanna actually keep it, great. If you wanna sell it, all right, that's fine also. But the breaking line to me is 15 to 20%, I'm gonna flip. 25 and above, I'm keeping. Anything between, you gotta choose what you wanna do with it, okay? The next standard for me, if it ain't a fix and flip or build and flip, then it's the next best thing is wholesale the deal. So let me tell you the standard of a wholesale. Again, purchase price, rehab, all in. Whatever that property is worth. If it's somewhere around 10 to 12% in margin or profit, it ain't enough profit for me or margin for me to either keep or even flip. I don't want to go hire a contractor and go out there and go get a loan for it and go out there and babysit the contractor for 3 or 4 months to make 10, 12%. Some people do. For me, I'd rather go ahead and wholesale that deal, let somebody else buy it and make me, $5, $10, $15,000 in wholesale fee and call it good and walk away. Let somebody deal with the headache. Someone will say, but that's 10 to 12%. That's what most flipper makes. That's fine. I don't want to be like most flipper. I want to have peace of mind. I want to have abundance. I want to have simplicity. And so 10 to 12% is not enough margin for me to waste my mindset, my energy, the risk, and babysit a contract for 3 to 4 months. So I'd rather get rid of that. Now, let me tell you, if you got to keep to these standards, you're gonna have a lot of abundance. You're gonna attract more deal at this level of abundance, and you're gonna have more happiness, more joy, and more peace of mind, okay? Now, someone might say, well, that's what happened about 12 to 15%. That's gonna be your choice. You can fix and flip it, or you can wholesale it. That's all up to you guys. So here's a bonus, okay? This is only for realtor, okay? If you're a real estate agent, listen up. If you happen to find a deal where the margin is less than 10%, and there's a very small chance someone's gonna buy it, fix it, and flip it, because there's not enough margin there, then what I do, if you're a realtor, just tell the owner, I'm happy to list this on the MLS for you. If you're not a realtor, refer this to a realtor, and maybe they can actually cut you a little side bread or a little wholesale fee on the side. This is for people who are a realtor. If you're not a realtor, you can refer to a realtor. So now I want to show you the next best thing, which is the flip, okay? You guys see this property here? I built this property and I almost wanted to keep it, but it just didn't meet the criteria and I had to sell it because I didn't want to actually dump a bunch of money in it to make it cash flow. So I'm gonna break down the number and show you why I actually sold this versus keeping it, okay? I'm all in. Okay, all in, land and build, $780,000. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down for you. The land was $150,000. My soft cost and interest was $70,000, and the construction hard cost was $650. So I'm all in for $870,000. If I was gonna go in and get a loan for the all-in number, which is $870 at 7% interest rate, my principal and interest would be $5,788. The taxes is $750 and insurance $150. My all-in mortgage would be $6,688. But this property right here, the most I can get for rent is $6,000. That means I'll be negative $688, almost $700 a month, okay? I didn't want to be negative almost $700 a month. In order for me to actually have this thing break even, I would have had to dump in a bunch of money and get that loan from $870 down much lower into the sevens. And I didn't want to dump a bunch of money into it to keep this property, okay? So it didn't meet the criteria of cash flow, okay? But it did meet the criteria of I actually made good money on this deal, but I didn't want to keep a property where I made basically good equity, but negative cash flow. So this one had to go. So I'm gonna show you what I made out of this, okay? I sold this for $1.2 million. Commission closing cost was 7%. So basically minus $870, my profit was $246,000 at the end of the day. If you take $246,000 divided by 1.2 million, it's like 20.5%, almost 21%. So it didn't meet even the 25% profit or margin that I was hoping for. So there's two strikes. It didn't hit the 25% and it's negative cash flow. And for me to actually keep this, you guys, I would have had to actually, again, pay down the mortgage, and I could live with keeping it at 20.5, but there was 2 out of 3 strikes. The area is good, but out of 3 ingredients, 2 of them didn't meet. So I tell myself, don't force it, let's sell the property. So I sold the property and I still made $246,000. I took the money and I went and I bought me another property, the actual cash flow. All right, let's talk about the next standard, which is wholesale. Remember, if it ain't a deal with enough margin where you're gonna keep, if it ain't a deal where there's enough margin to flip, then the best thing is wholesale. You still make money on it, and you still don't actually take a lot of risks. So let's break through the number of a wholesale so you understand how I think, okay? Let's say you bought a property for $500,000 as a fixer. Cost you $80,000 to repair it, $40,000 for insurance carry costs, you all in for $620,000. Let's say the ARV is about $760,000. Say $750,000, $760,000, okay? If you minus $620,000, that's $140,000 with the profit. If you're gonna fix and flip this, for example, you gotta minus commission, right? 7%. $53,000. You left over really about $86,000. If you take $86,000 divided by 760, there's about a 10-11% margin. Now, here's the thing. With that, that's still good money, yes. But what if the rehab cost you a little more than basically $80,000? What if the ARV dropped below 750? Your 10-11% is gonna drop into the 9 to the 8. Do you wanna take all the risk to do all this? All right, do you want to lose sleep to do all this? How long can you keep living in this standard? This is why I learned this, so you don't have to learn it, okay? If you want peace of mind, when you get these kind of standards, just wholesale it, be done with it. Go find better deal. Why do you have to force yourself to try to buy a bad deal? So again, if you want to have an enjoyable process, enjoyable journey investing in real estate, raise your standard. All right, so let's start from the top. This is the highest standard. When you meet these standards, you gotta keep the property. If you don't keep the property, you're a freaking idiot. Because folks, where the real wealth is in keeping the property, never sell the property. If you wanna create massive generational wealth, you gotta own real estate, not keep selling the real estate. So when you meet these standards, do whatever it takes to keep the damn property. You understand? Let's say you bought a property at fixed for $500,000. It costs you $80,000 to repair this property. Your interest carry cost is $40,000. So you're all in for $620,000. You got it? Now, let's say the ARV, the after repair value, worth $850,000, $850 minus $620, $230,000 with the sweat equity in the deal or margin. If you take $230 divided by basically $850, that's a 27% margin. When you see that, it should be like, whoa, it meet the 25% margin and more. Check. What about the other 2 category, right? The other 2 ingredients, right? Let me say this to you. If you bought a property with $500,000 and the rehab is $80, it's all in for $580. The hard money lender If you want to buy a fixer-upper, they say, hey, put down 20% of 580 you purchase and rehab 580, okay? And I'll give you the rest of the money. So 20% of 580 is $116,000. And then the bank will lend you $464,000 to basically get a loan to purchase the house and to finish the rehab, okay? So now you got a loan from hard money for $464, all right? If I borrow $464 at 7% interest rate, my principal interest is $3,087, $500 for basically property tax, $100 for insurance. I'm all in for $3,687, okay? A house like this, you can rent for $4,200. So I mean, minus my all-in number, right, which is $3,687, I'm making $513 cash flow. So first of all, I got 27% in margin. That's a yes. I cash flow $500, which is a yes. And then the third thing, the bonus I talked about is in the area where it can double in value every 7 to 10 years for me. And the answer is yes. So if I got all three ingredients, baby, I ain't even thinking about selling that damn thing. I am keeping it for basically long generational wealth and for passive income. This is how I became wealthy. Because when I find these type of property that the value add and I meet the margin of 25% and more and the cash flow and it's in a good area, that's a no-brainer. I'm keeping it. Ain't no way I'm selling it. And this is how you know, folks, if you got a deal, you should keep or flip. And this is a deal right here I call keep. All right, that's a wrap for this video. I hope you guys enjoy the golden evaluation rule of real estate, baby. You guys, I had to go through this to learn this. You don't have to go through this to learn this. If you're smart, you can learn from other people's mistake so you don't make the mistake. But if you want to actually go through, make all the mistake and have all the headache and all the stress, maybe get a divorce, feel free to do it. But you can actually learn from me and then create the new standard so you guys can actually have peace of mind. You can have more abundance. When you have high standard, you attract better deal. When you have high standard, you attract basically better tenant. When you have high standard, you basically have more happiness, more joy, more inspiration to want to do this for a long time like me. I'm happy to help you guys, okay? You guys know I have a company called Springboard. I teach a lot of people how to invest in real estate, doing it the right way, create lots of abundance, and have lots of peace of mind. If you want to learn more about it, click the link below and check it out. Other than that, you guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this. Master this golden evaluation standard, and you will master joy and happiness in investing in real estate, all right? Until then, if you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button for me, you guys, all right? Tell your friend about it, share this to your friend. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you have any question, leave it in the comment. Until then, I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.